Welcome to Tempo Storm's deck introduction for Pirate Warrior. The Mean Streets expansion has brought with it a boatload of new archetypes for players to test out on the ladder. One of the most popular decks in this uncharted new meta is Pirate Warrior, and it seems to be one of the most powerful decks in Hearthstone. A quote, guide for this deck may seem redundant since it's essentially a deck designed to go to the face. That said, since this deck is in such high demand, we've felt the need to talk about the fastest deck in Hearthstone. Blizzard has consistently pushed the Pirate Warrior archetype over the course of Hearthstone history. For example, N'Zoth's First Mate and Bloodsail Cultist were added in Whispers of the Old Gods and helped to fuel Aggro Warrior. These decks were built on a very strong core of neutral cards, including South Sea Deckhand, Bloodsail Raider, Leroy Jenkins, and Dread Corsair, as well as Warrior class cards, Kor'kron Elite, Mortal Strike, Frothing Berserker, Fiery War Axe, and Arcanite Reaper. The Mean Streets editions of Patches the Pirate and Small Time Buccaneer are the icing on the cake, so to speak, as the deck is now running rampant on the ladder because of its ability to close out games as early as turn 4. Aside from the mirror match, there are very few moments where trading is reasonable with this deck. Your goal is to find a 1-drop pirate, ideally N'Zoth's First Mate, pull patches from your deck, and begin the smorking process. There are a few key moments you need to be aware of if you wish to steer your pirate deck to success. First, your turn 1 play is deceptively important compared to other aggro decks. Sometimes, Small Time Buccaneer into a weapon can be a much more effective opening than a N'Zoth's First Mate. Second, using Bloodsail Cultist correctly is contingent on your decisions on turn 1 and turn 2. This means you'll have to plan your turns wisely in order to take full advantage of all the synergy in this pirate deck. Third, setting up your Frothing Berserker so that it will survive to do damage to face is vital for greater reach. Finally, managing your health and your opponent's health for Heroic Strike and other lethal outs, such as Mortal Strike, can be the difference between an amazing win or a tragic loss on the ladder. Some players get into the habit of making their decisions too quickly when playing aggro decks on the ladder. This can lead to devastating sequencing errors. Not surprisingly, the popularity of this deck archetype has made these mistakes commonplace on the ladder. Watch out for interactions between your equipped weapon, South Sea Deckhand, Bloodsail Corsair, and don't forget to attack with patches on turn 1. This deck has become so aggressive that not even Ravaging Ghoul and Execute are making current Pirate Warrior deck lists. Needless to say, there aren't many tech decisions to make in the current meta. Even cards such as Hobart Grapplehammer are not an absolute staple in Pirate Warrior. Surprisingly, he might be a bit too slow on turn 2, since he's not a pirate. Aside from Hobart, players are changing the number of upgrades, Argent Horse Riders, and Frothing Berserkers in their lists based on personal taste. Your biggest nightmare with this deck is having Patches the Pirate in your opening hand. It actually slows down the pace of your deck significantly. Look for 1-drop pirates, like N'Zoth's First Mate and Small Time Buccaneer, followed by a blend of aggro and tempo in the curve, ideally Sir Finley Murgleton, Fiery War Axe, Bloodsail Raider, Bloodsail Cultist, Argent Horse Rider, and Frothing Berserker. Avoid having too many overlapping weapons and minions that are 3 cost or higher. Follow these directions and you'll be smorking with the best of them on the high seas. Aggro is a reality in Hearthstone. In many ways, it helps to keep a Hearthstone meta in balance. The current iteration of Pirate Warrior is completely unprecedented in its ability to win games quickly. So if playing fast and getting in a lot of games is your style, then embrace SMOrc's finest day and enjoy some Pirate Warrior this season. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.